Markets have been slow over the last 30 days, and cryptocurrencies is no exception. But things are starting to look a bit more interesting now because after a bit of consolidation, we tend to have some decent moves. And obviously, that is increasing by the day now as markets like Ethereum and also Bitcoin are getting squeezed. And as you know, these markets are really important for all cryptocurrencies. So we want to keep a close eye on them. But in Ethereum itself, we actually have an interesting trading idea. So we're going to talk a bit about that. But let's begin with Bitcoin. I don't actually trade Bitcoin normally because you get much better risk to reward ratio in the alt markets. So I can look at Bitcoin and have a view on it. And if it's bullish, I want to be buying altcoins. And if it's bearish, I want to be selling altcoins. And I get some really good multiples and very good trading results. So that's why I always pay attention in Bitcoin. And that's usually what I share with you guys here. So in this market, we had an attempt to push higher here in May. That failed, and then a very strong slide, and then all the way up again, and then a very strong slide again, and then all the way up again. So there's some really strong forces here pushing the price around. Now, thankfully, the lows here are pretty much well aligned. So the next time we break below 29,168, it might actually be something that takes us down maybe to 28,000 and maybe 26,000. One could trade this on its own. One could potentially short here, stop loss sort of halfway here, and then maybe use this range here as a target, so that's like 10%. So maybe down here, but you don't really get too good reward ratios, at least not right now. And you have so much support here that it might just be a false move. But you want to pay a close attention to this. What is better actually is Ethereum, because Ethereum here has very well nice defined descending triangle. You have a low on May 12th, you have another low here on May 27th, and then you have a bit of some lows here. Not perfect, but from earlier this week. So here, for example, is slightly better. So measuring from the midpoint, you can trade down with 16%. But I wouldn't really short this today. Sort of a stop loss probably needs to be placed above today's high. Maybe if we have a breakdown tomorrow, you get yourself a 3.79 times risk reward ratio. And the situation is very similar to things like Litecoin, even though the pattern here is not as good quality. So here again, the challenge is sort of stop loss above today's session high. You get a 2.83 times risk reward ratio, which is not really that great. But it's definitely something to keep an eye on. And maybe tomorrow, if the market's closed, like for this, if they would close now, for example, and we have a breakdown tomorrow, then suddenly you're looking at 4.86 times risk reward ratio. Also, with the Fed still pushing those rate hikes, and also the ECB most likely getting in there as well, trying to limit inflation from a fundamental point of view, it's not looking too good for cryptocurrencies. And I do think we can trade a little bit lower. And that's what the charts are telling us right now. They are, of course, charts that are telling us to buy as well. But for now, again, stuck in these ranges. And the best thing is actually to lay low and just wait for the market to have a breakout. Thanks so much for watching. If you like the content, don't forget to like, don't forget to share. That way we know that we're on the right track and can produce more content for you. Thank you.